Well, I wasn't expecting to make a fourth Stargate video quite so soon, but after the response to the last one, I felt this story deserved a deeper look, because this isn't just about Stargate, it's about how Hollywood can quietly kill a project before the audience ever gets a chance to judge it. Let's get into it. At its heart, this isn't really a Stargate story, it's a Hollywood story. Sometimes a TV show isn't cancelled because of bad scripts, or because the writers lost their way. Sometimes it's cancelled simply because the executives who approved it aren't around anymore. That is exactly what seems to have happened here. Honestly, this kind of corporate musical chairs happens far more often than people realise. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on how a promising project can completely disappear before a single scene is ever filmed. If you watched my previous Stargate videos, you know this project looked genuinely promising. Martin Guerra was attached as showrunner, with Brad Wright and Joseph Mallozzi both involved. It wasn't shaping up to be a total reboot either. Instead, the plan was to continue the existing television universe while still welcoming new viewers. A sensible balance. Then, it just vanished. Just like that, it was gone. At first glance, it looked like another mysterious cancellation, but when you follow the timeline, it all starts making a lot more sense. Here's something many people don't realise. When a television series gets greenlit, it usually has champions inside the studio, executives who truly believe in the project. They fight for it and convince everyone else to spend the money. They are the people keeping the project alive. The problem is, these people don't stay forever. Studios merge, departments get reorganised, and talent leaves. New management arrives, and suddenly the people protecting your project are gone. That is exactly what seems to have happened here. Amazon went through a massive restructuring. The executives who originally backed Stargate left, and a new team arrived with entirely different priorities, strategies, and ideas. Think of it like buying a house because you love it, and then selling it to someone who immediately decides to knock it down and build something completely different. That is essentially what happened. The project didn't suddenly get worse overnight. The people making the decisions changed. There is actually an industry term for this, an orphaned project. It is one of the best descriptions I have ever heard, because that is exactly what happens. The people who adopted the project disappear, new management inherits something they didn't create, and human nature kicks in. Think about it. If you're a brand new executive, do you really want your biggest success to be somebody else's idea? Or would you rather launch something with your own fingerprints all over it? Hollywood has been operating like this for decades. It is incredibly frustrating, but it's hardly unique. According to reports, the main concern came down to accessibility. Executives wondered, would newcomers really understand 25 years of Stargate history? Now, that's a reasonable question on the surface, but here is the ultimate irony. Amazon bought MGM largely because of its established franchises. Franchises come with history, and they come with deeply loyal audiences. That is exactly where their value lies. So buying Stargate and then deciding that its history is the problem feels an awful lot like buying a classic car and then complaining that it's old. At this point, this isn't really about Stargate anymore. It's about the state of modern entertainment. Studios spend billions acquiring well-known franchises, but then they get incredibly nervous about the very fan bases that made those franchises valuable in the first place. They want the brand recognition without the baggage. They want the nostalgia without the continuity. And they want that loyal audience without actually making something for them. Sometimes that strategy works. Quite often, it doesn't. Whether this version of Stargate would have been brilliant, we will simply never know. Maybe it would have failed, or maybe it would have become the best Stargate series since Atlantis, but we'll never find out. And that's not because the audience rejected it, or because filming went badly, or because the scripts were terrible. It's because the people sitting in the boardroom changed. That is the reality of corporate musical chairs, and sometimes a single game is all it takes to kill years of hard work, To me, that is the real nonsense. If you enjoyed this deeper look behind the scenes, let me know, because there are plenty more Hollywood stories just like this one. But what do you think? Did Amazon make the right decision here? Would you rather have seen a continuation of the universe, or should they start completely from scratch with a hard reboot? And honestly, how much influence do you think studio executives should really have over creative decisions? I would genuinely love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe to Watching Nonsense Unfold, and I will see you in the next one.